And good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Division D matchup between Waiting on Cherry and the Baddest Dudes. So we have Waiting on Cherry coming in with a 2 seed. They went 19-5 for a total of 25 points this season, and they were in the running for first place right up until the last week. We do have the Baddest Dudes on the other side of the map. They come in at 11-12 with 15 points in the 7th seed, but you can kind of throw those seeds out the windows at this point because it's playoff time. Someone wins, someone goes home. So bands Waiting on Cherry has decided they don't want to play on Braxis or Tomb of the Spider Queen. I still don't understand the Braxis hate, but it's a thing. And for the Baddest Dudes, they do not want to play in Towers of Doom. They do not want to play on Battlefield of Eternity. So neither one of the teams wants to play on a map with of in the title. I sense maybe a theme there. For the first game, I'm Waiting on Cherry, being the top seed, wins the pre-game coin flip, so to speak. They've chosen a hero pick, and the Baddest Dudes have decided we're going to Dragonshire. So with no further ado, we will start the game, and we'll get you guys out there. Hope everyone has a good time tonight.
Dragonshire.
Alright, let's see who we get rid of. Do we see Oriole? Do we see Deathwing? Do we see the Last Vikings? It's always a mystery. I love that about this game. You never know what you're going to get. Forrest Gump would like it too. So who does Darth Cherrywood would want to get rid of? How's chat doing tonight? Hope everyone's well. Ready for some excellent HOTS action tonight. Lynn Looney and Christensen C may be just a little bit too excited for the game, but you know what? I appreciate the enthusiasm. Waiting on Cherry, really thinking about it. And we get rid of Johanna. That's a solid ban. She does so many things well. Not flashy, but just a great, great stay-at-home tank. And Oriole, we get rid of her. Not much of a surprise. Maybe they saw that finish Friday night with the Oriole 4% core solo. Hope that doesn't shake up the meta too much. And we get rid of Sylvanas. Kind of odd. I believe they have a really good Sylvanas player on the side of Waiting on Cherry, but that kind of tells me that they're thinking of something else for the first pick, and they don't want to put Sylvanas in the hands of the other team. So they decided to just keep her out of the game. And Varian is gone. Another good all-around ban. That guy can do a lot of different things with his 3 different specs. And who are we going to see for the first pick? And Dark Cherrywood locking in the ETC. Probably the second best, just all around, I can play on any map kind of a tank there is. I like that pickup. So we have Uther on the side of the Baddest Dude, so now we've got some questions asked about the draft. Is that healer Uther? Is that main tank Uther? Is it double support Uther? I'm very interested to see how this plays out. And we have Greymane. Throws out a ton of damage. Could be very, very scary in the right hand, especially after 10. No matter which heroic he picks up. I'm not sure how the Uther and the Greymane would really affect Waiting on Cherry's draft strategy. My guess is they've got 3 heroes pretty much queued up. So Anduin, he's excuse me, being played at a fairly high level lately. And Chromie, if memory serves, Mr. Potato Head has a very, very savage Chromie. She may be small, but don't take her for granted. She will rip your face off. But politely, of course. And Deathwing is off the board. Not surprising. Not sure what Waiting on Cherry is going to want to get rid of here. Maybe a healer, maybe a tank, but you really don't know what that Uther is, so I don't know if they can really try and choke out one of those spots. Maybe get rid of some dive to keep Chromie safe. Kael'thas. Oh wow, Kael'thas was available through the first round. Didn't even notice that. I'm so used to him being banned out in Storm League, I'd forgotten he was even in the game. And we get Tyrande. Tyrande Uther, double support. That's a nice combo because Tyrande brings a lot of damage, but she doesn't need to be quite as healy with Uther hanging around, throwing out some heals, so this could be really interesting. And then we have Leoric. My guess is we'll see him up in the top lane, handling that solo lane, and anyone that Waiting on Cherry wants to throw at him. Hopefully not getting too much trait value.
The wait is over.
Thrall and Cassia. Cassia has a pretty high win rate this season. I don't know if that's all Chameleon TDK is doing or whether there are other people out there playing. I didn't get that deep into the stats, but I know she's winning a lot of her games. And Thrall, always solid with the lockdown. Those wolves can lock someone down and then let Chromie tee off on them, or Thrall himself can dive in and tee off on them. And we finish it off with Butcher. Not sure I was expecting that, but we'll see if they can make it work. They do have the blinds from Cassia, so he'll have to be careful if he's near Cassia. But if he's not a lot to really counter him. I guess you've got the lockdown from Anduin, and you've got the wolves from Thrall to maybe keep him in check a little bit. And here we go. What do you guys think about the drafts, chat? Do you like Waiting on Cherry on the left? Do you like the Baddest dudes on the right? Are you a wait and see, prove it to me kind of guy or gal? Alright, so
Heroes, prepare for combat.
Let's introduce the teams. So on the left we have this thing that they do which makes it impossible for me to introduce them. We have Darth Chariot on ETC. We have Chameleon TDK on Cassia. Death Punisher on Anduin.
Battle commencing in
Mr. Potato Head on
10
Chromie.
seconds.
And Thrall, that would be whoever's left. And on the red team we have Cactus, I'm going to cheat. Cactus Ham on the Greymane, Tyrande on the Viper, Leoric, played by Night Raven. Uther, played by Rondertaker. And the Butcher, played by Savior123. So we'll see if they want to dance from the start or if they're just going to go to lanes. Looks like the Baddest dudes has decided, let's just get XP. So they're going to put Leoric up in one lane, Uther in another lane. Uther's probably taken his quest. Yep, so he wants a lot of auto attacks. So once he gets that quest completed, he'll have the stun available more often. That's a really powerful talent. And he's unopposed in the bottom lane right now. It looks like they're going to employ kind of a bottom to mid rotation. Uther is all by himself. He may have gotten more than he bargained for. And Uther's down. Dead Uther heals are the best heals, but unfortunately he doesn't have anyone to heal. So we have First Blood going to the side of Waiting on Cherry, and they pick up a small XP lead. In the top lane we have Thrall versus Leoric. Don't know that anyone's going to win that lane. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out though, so we'll check in. In the meantime, Waiting on Cherry getting cheeky. They decided they want to invade the camp on the Baddest dude side of the map, and they are able to take it. Butcher charges in, but then thinks better of it, and want to pull someone back to safety. And they'll clear the camp off fairly quickly. So they're not getting a lot of value out of the camp, but they did prevent the Baddest dudes from taking it. So I still like that play. I like the aggression, especially this early. Kind of set the tone. So other stacking quests, we have Chromie, trying to hit heroes with Sandblast. Thrall needs Echo of the Elements. He needs to kill minions right after they've been hit with his lightning. So he's halfway there. He's stacking pretty well. And we'll, of course, keep an eye on Butcher's Meat, so to speak. That came out a little weird. So the Baddest dudes have taken both points. They do have the channel available. We have 3 from Waiting on Cherry in the lane, though, to make sure they're not able to take that. So WTC is going to hang out, and in the meantime, in the bottom lane, they're going to take the bottom point back. Thrall is going to try and take the point up top. He is going to get it, but he leaves, and Leoric is going to take it back. So no channel yet. Both teams playing it very close to the vest. Nobody wants to make that first mistake. I can understand that. Oh, I hear the sound of the Butcher charge, and ETC gets charged on. He's able to get away, and then gets a nice heal from Anduin. And that top lane looks like Leoric is pushing that lane out a little bit. Oh, he does have the camp with him. Sorry, I missed that. So he's going to do some damage. Thrall's going to be hard-pressed to clean that all up without losing some structures. In fact, he's fairly low, so he's going to have to play it safe. My guess is they get both of those turrets. Yep. So Chameleon TDK going to come up with Cassia and clear that off. Thrall had to do a Hearth, but they did get someone to cover the lane for him. But that wall is decimated, and the camp is still up. Cassie's still having to clear it. Leoric is back with a spooky hand. In the meantime, the Baddest dudes have taken the point to bottom, and they do have a channel available. Cherrywood has to elude the Butcher, and it looks like Uther's going to pick it up. Yep, we had the first dragon of the game going over to the Baddest dudes. So teams are fairly even on XP. That top lane situation favors the Baddest dudes a little bit. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But in the meantime, the dragon is coming down to the bottom. Nice pull by Anduin to keep Chromie out of danger there. And this dragon is just going to wail on those turrets. He'll have some minions coming up to help him out in just a moment. Thrall stacks his Echo the Element. That's really good to see him do it that early. So we have 1 turret down. We have 2 turrets down. Now we have the wall down. We'll see if they try and press their advantage and get more value here. They do have 4 defenders here, so I don't know that they're going to be able to do much more. Maybe take the pool. That could be key later on. And the dragon is done, and we do get the lockdown. Cactus Sam is very, very low, but Uther manages to take out ETC. Cactus Sam going to escape out of the bottom. That turning invisible is a really nice trick that Greymane can do when he rolls away. So he escapes. Let's look at talent, see if there's anything interesting here. Thrall with the Ancestral Wrath. I really, really like that when I play Thrall. That sneaky bit of damage that'll heal him up a little bit in a fight. Greymane with the Quicksilver Bullets. So he's got a range bonus. And Hammer Chain of Protection on Uther. Nothing else out there that really surprises me. Chromie has her Heroic available. She hasn't decided yet whether she's going to go with the Loop or the Sands. So Waiting on Cherry, see some red faces away from the bottom on the map, so they realize they can come down with 3 and take that. Good map awareness. In the meantime, they have sniffed it out. I saw the owl come in, so they took their camp above that, and we do have 3-on-3, but the camp does go the way of the blue side. Cherry, which slides out of there, says the camp is enough. I don't want this fight. And Cactus Ham and Viper are going to burn the camp down fairly quickly. So not a lot of value, but they do take it off the map, so they don't have to worry about it, which is sometimes a victory in and of itself. We do have 10s coming up fairly quickly. Let's look at that Uther quest. So he is almost there. He's going to have the quick stun coming up after he gets 4 more auto attacks. And he gets 1 auto attack there in on ETC and gets the stun off, and Greymane finishes him off. And he does have the quest finished now. So it looks like the Baddest dudes maybe going to press their luck down here in the bottom lane a little bit. We pop up their heroics. So we have Curse Bullet from Greymane. We have Shadow Saw from Tyrande. Leoric with the Entomb. Lamb to the Slaughter from Butcher. And speaking of Butcher, the points were taken in quick order. Nobody mid, so they're going to get, wow, a very, very quick dragon. That was some really quick thinking. Good teamwork to have it people in place when the time came. So they're going to work on the mid there. Uther went with the Divine Storm, so he's got his own stun on a shorter cooldown and then the big stun on his Heroic, so that could really be disruptive. ETC still thinking about his. For Thrall, we have the big Sundering. Chromie went with a Temporal Loop, and Cassie went with the Ball of Lightning, so we'll see that bouncing back and forth here. And Anduin's still thinking. And we do have Stage Dive, so they don't have to worry about Mosh, but they do have to worry about ETC popping up from another spot on the map. That's a good talent choice on this map. You can get from point A to point B in a hurry. Go top to bottom, top to mid, bottom to mid. So the Dragon Knight getting chunked down fairly quickly. They don't get a lot of value, but they do get some. Let's take a look at that top lane here. So we still have the wall strong on the right side. The left side is gone. The mid, the left wall is gone. Right, the same story. And it looks like we have that story all over the map. So we do have even structures if you just count buildings. But if you count the fortifications in front of the buildings, the map kind of belongs to the baddest dude so far. It's still early though, that can change. That's not an impressive advantage, but it is something that's going to make it easier for them to push each one of those lanes. So we have the left camp taken, we have the right camp taken. So they're probably going to meet up in the top lane. We'll see how that affects things. They're going to meet closer to the red wall, which is actually a bonus for Thrall. But we do have a fight coming up here. ETC goes in and does get that's a nice light bomb, but Butcher gets the camp. The camp does go to the side of the baddest dudes, and that Butcher sound just scares me. I'm not even playing, and that sound scares me. So every time you hear that, you've got to get your head on a swivel and find out where's Butch. Let's see. Yeah, Anduin did take light bomb. We did see that pop out. So we have that bottom camp for the baddest dudes. Finally swinging around the corner there and pushing. They're able to clear it out fairly quickly. Waiting on Siri does have their camp available if they can take it. Let's take a quick look at the top. So those camps were pushed out. Leoric looks like he's having his way with that lane a little bit. He's not going to be able to push much further in though. So I think he's probably best to just kind of wait for the experience to come to him. So let's head back to the bottom lane here where we have 3v4. Baddest dudes have the 4. They're going to take the point. Nope. ETC power slides in. He's able to change that for a moment, and we have the light bomb, kind of a miscue there. Didn't get in and win it. Butcher charges in. Greymane though is the one that finishes off Chromie. So now we have 5v4 for the baddest dudes. They do have Cassia posted up playing a little defense, and Butcher is going for the charge. Cassie needs to get back there. Is she going to be able to hit him with a spell? No, she's not. It comes in a little bit late, so we have the dragon running amok in the mid. Then if we go down to the bottom, Dark Cherry would very, very low. Using the fort for some defense there. They have a 3v2, so they're waiting on the minions, and they do kick. They punt Cassia, but they punt her right back into the fight bot, so they actually put her in a really good spot there. I don't think that was where they intended to go, but it's hard to control that dragon. Oh, I see you hear the sound of the loop, and that's going to be it for Uther. ETC with the stage dive right on top of his face. That's not polite, but we saw it happen. So the dragon looks like they're going to walk down to the bottom. Greymane's doing some damage to the structure. He rolls away for safety. ETC gets punched back just a little bit, not too much. So that fort has been in play for quite a while, but Waiting on Cherry has been able to maintain it. It's low. I would expect it to fall soon, but it's still there for now. And Cassia puts a big spot of damage on Greymane, but he's able to walk away. Chromie does have her quest completed, which gets her one more Echo. And in the top lane, we have Leoric pressing in. So he's doing a little bit of damage there, and he's able to Wraith walk out. He's kind of having his way with Thrall up there. Thrall's not losing the lane entirely, but Leoric just slowly pushing in here and there, and a little bit here, a little bit there. So I'd have to say he's winning that lane if we have to declare a victor, but it's close. So Waiting on Cherry will take their camp and get that in play. Camp is also available on the side of the Baddest dudes. We do have a talent lead, although it's going to be a very short-lived one because we have 16 on the side of Waiting on Cherry. There, they have them. Let's throw those talents up there. Let's get them out of the way for a moment. So, wow. Divine Storm comes out from Uther, finds some targets. So we have ETC and Anwin going down, but Waiting on Cherry gives as good as they're getting, and we see Greymane and then Uther and Butcher falling in short order. So it looked like that fight was going to go in the way of the Baddest dudes, but Waiting on Cherry turned it around and said, "You're going to take 2, we're going to take 3. How do you like that?" So Thrall's coming back up to check on that lane. Leoric's still doing just a little bit of damage, So in the bottom lane we have Chromie with a one-woman push here down on that fort. We might see the bottom fort for the Baddest dudes go down before the bottom fort for Waiting on Cherry, and I would have bet you $100 that wasn't going to happen, but there it is. That fort on the left side is just still standing. So we do have some camps available. Looks like they're going to be taking the bottom camp with Chromie and Cassie, and they've got backup rolling in just in case, while Cherrywood, his ETC kind of anchors that. And are they going to rotate up onto the camp? They're looking at it, but they didn't go with the invade. I think they were just kind of sharking it out. So we do have the protection of that circle from the blue side. They can play within it. We've got this Red Sea Giants throwing the rocks, so Anduin's going to try and take care of that. Cassia falls back to help out. They should take care of that in short order. And the camp is done. So they got, I think, a little bit of damage on the wall, but not much. So in the meantime, they took the point very quickly, and then Thrall was able to take the point top, and he's doing a lot of damage to Leoric. He seems like he's a lot more powerful now with the 2 shots of lightning. He went Thunderstorm to get the slow. In the meantime, we do have a fight brewing at mid, where we do have the channel available for Waiting on Cherry. Not anymore, so Greymane was able to take the bottom point. And we do have 3-4 members coming down onto Greymane. Greymane falls, and we do have the light bomb comes in. He hits 3. Tyrande goes down, Uther goes down. So we've got a 5-on-3 with the dragon being channeled. I'm really surprised Thrall's there. He is. Thrall's sprinting to it. And this could be trouble for the Baddest dudes. They've got that bottom lane open. My guess is we'll see the dragon either maybe go through the mid, maybe take the fort. I'd like to see them just go straight through the bottom. Nope. But Leoric has popped back up, so I spoke too soon. Thrall's not going to be able to get that as easily as I thought he was. So he is doing a bunch of damage to Leoric. Leoric does have to back off a little bit. So it's going to be Chameleon TDK, Cassia going in. And we have a DK. In the meantime, let's look down the bottom lane. They are thinking about that keep. So are they thinking game at this point? So we do have the 20s that are out. Thrall takes Wind Rush, Variance Legacy for Anduin, Titan's Revenge for Cassia, and Piercing Sands for Chromie. We still don't have 20s on the side of the Baddest dudes. They're a level and a half away. And Waiting on Cherry said, you know what, we have 20, you guys don't. And they see 4 cooldowns up. So they're just going to take the Dragon Knight in, and they're going to pound on the core. And we do have a fight breaking down. I'm not sure why the Dragon didn't just stay on the core. We do have ETC Stage driving in. He's getting a lot of value. Tyrande goes down, hit by a Sandblast, I believe. And here this down to the Temporal Loop, so Uther's going to come back. And he's low, but he's able to escape. Butcher comes in, but they get the stun on the Butcher, and that's enough for him to get killed. And in the meantime, while we have this fight going on, the Dragon just casually walking up to the core and smacking it down. 1-2, 1-2. And that is going to take the first game, and that is going to put that over on the side of Waiting for Cherry. So let's take a quick look at the stats here. So if we just sorted by damage, we do have 3 members of Waiting for Cherry on top there. Chromie was just savage. Only 1 death, 6 kills, 11 takedowns, 46,000 damage. The highest damage on the side of the Baddest dudes was Greymane. Is a little more than half of what Chromie put out. It seemed early like the Baddest dudes were kind of in control of the map. They did a really good job taking those walls down, but then Waiting on Cherry managed to find another gear about 12 minutes into the game. They were able to come back and even the map up, and then we had that unfortunate situation with them getting the DK and a lot of members down, and it just snowballed from there. So let's head over to the to make it official here. So let's give a point to Waiting on Cherry, and in the meantime, I'm going to find out where we're going next. See if the Baddest dudes want map or hero pick. So what do you guys think, chat? What's your game analysis look like so far? Hope everyone's having a good time. Waiting on the Baddest dudes to let me know what the deal is going to be for game 2. Backs against the wall a little bit. But if my memory serves me correctly, in the regular season, I believe Waiting Cherry won this 2-1, and I believe the Baddest dudes took the first game. So, see if we can have a reversal. While we're waiting to find out, I'm going to actually go look that up. Yep, I was right. Baddest dudes won the first game. Waiting on Cherry came down to win the next 2 games for the reverse sweep. Okay, so the Baddest dudes have decided they want to pick the field of play. So we are going to go to Sky Temple. And let me create a lobby and we'll get the teams in here and we'll be off on our way. Bear with me for just a moment. Try and get the teams in here. And that will give Waiting on Cherry first hero pick again. So we'll see if we get the same bands or if the teams decided to swap it up a little bit. I should have looked at the end of the game to see if Butcher got stacked. I don't think he got fully stacked. I may be wrong about that. I wasn't paying great attention to it. So much other stuff going on. But it'd be an interesting data point to see how close they got. Just waiting on the teams to get in the lobby. After this one wraps up, we have one more game to determine the next round for the WWS finals. I believe it's Randy Newman versus Ghosts of Yavapai, etc., etc., etc. I believe that kicks off at 9 o'clock Central. Darth Cherrywood's trying to convince me to mix and match the team members for the second game, but I have a feeling our division moderator would probably not approve of that, so we'll try and get them all squared away here. Still waiting on a couple of members to file in. They might be out there discussing some last minute strats. Okay, we have everyone here. Let's see if the teams are ready. Going to Sky Temple. Still waiting on one team to ready up. We're in no rush. They've got, I think, 15 minutes of time to burn, so we'll give them a few moments here to collect themselves. I'll ask you guys, chat. Have there been any results here in the playoffs that have surprised you guys? All right, we're ready. We will start the game up. I'll go to Sky Temple to see if the Baddest dudes can push things to a third game, or if it's going to be waiting on Cherry with the domination. All right, here we go. Oh, looks like we're waiting on players. I wonder if someone got disconnected. Nope, everyone's here. Phew, dodged a bullet there. So we'll see if they get rid of Johanna like they did the first game, or if they maybe keep Johanna for themselves, or maybe they don't care if they see Johanna this game. Maybe they have a different strategy on this map. I personally like to get two kind of big tanks on this map so you can put a body on each one of the temples when there are two up, but it doesn't always work out. And we have Sylvanas. Sylvanas was, I believe, in the first two bands last game as well. So maybe they're just going to mix up the order for some variety. Looking at chat here, it looks like some members of Bloodfin Murgles are really pulling for the Baddest dudes to knock off Waiting on Cherry. That's probably not a bad strategy if you go by the seeds. If you're another team, that's how you want this to go out. Oriel's gone. Not surprising. She's a pretty high ban / pick priority. So do they get rid of Johanna, or are they going to play it somewhat differently here? Globals are important here, but they're important on Dragonshire too, and the only one we saw taken was the ETC. He did go stage dive. Gaslow. Oh, we do have a roster change here too. Demon Grand is in, and I don't believe he was in the first game. Or maybe he was and I'm mistaken. My memory's not what it used to be. Can someone in chat help me out? Did Demon Grand swap in for someone else? I'll get your answer in a minute here. Stupid stream delay. But it's important to keep the draft integrity. So we do have Chromie being banned. So they saw Mr. Potato Head's Chromie and they said, no thank you, I don't want a second helping of that, I'm full. I can't blame them. The Sandblast got a ton of value that last game. Especially once he finished his quest and got the Pierce going.
The crusade calls.
And the extra echo. So they've decided to take Johanna for themselves. She's solid. I don't think there's a single map in this game where I'm not happy to see Johanna snapped in as that first pick on my team, so we'll see what the Baddest dudes can do to combat it. So they take the ETC themselves. So we'll see if he goes Mosh or Stage Dive. My guess would be Stage Dive, but it really depends on the team comp and maybe, you know, if they think they can get some value out of Mosh. So they take Greymane again. Greymane was pretty good the last game. Had a little problem staying alive a couple times, but Chromie putting sand in your face will do that to you. So I don't think it's any knock on Cactus Ham. He was in a rough spot there. So we have Ming and Death Punisher coming out. Kael'thas still on the board. We'll see if they get rid of him. I'm interested to see what build Mr. Potato Head goes. I've been playing a lot of Orb build lately because my reflexes are bad and Calamity gets me into trouble, but I do like watching a good Calamity mage. It's just insane. Them bouncing around like a pinball and destroying things. But with the front line like Johanna, it might be lower burden of execution. Just take the orb build and just stand behind her and just lob orbs at people from safety. Take the cooldown reduction. So Deathwing, we get rid of Deathwing again. No one's going to argue with that ban, I don't think. And we'll see what Waiting on Cherry wants to do with their third ban. And they get rid of Anduin. So we don't have the Holy Bomb along with ETC. Refer to that as the Holy Cow, which is also ETC with Divine Shield. So maybe I should pick a new name for that. But you know what? I'm going to stick with it because it makes me laugh. If you can't laugh about it, then why are you even playing the game? So we do see Kael'thas come out to spread the bomb love, and Thrall as well. I really like the damage on the side of the Baddest dudes right here. If they can line everything up and use them all effectively, that Greybane, Thrall, Kael'thas combo is going to put out a ton of damage. So I think as far as support, they could probably go with just more of a stay-at-home healer. They don't need to take Uther or Tron or anything like that. Just take someone that's going to keep everyone topped off. So on the side of Waiting for Cherry, we have Varian coming out. I'll be interested to see what spec he plays. Maybe Smash. He's got some targets over there on the other side. Maybe Taunt if he can get Kael'thas on the end of that Taunt. That's probably dead Kael'thas. We'll see what Dex feels. And then we've got Vala.
Anna checking in.
And we finish off with Anna, so we could see Nano boosted Kael'thas. If that happens, alert the authorities, because it is going to be gross. See if we have any swapping going around. Nope. Looks like everyone is happy with their selected hero. And we are going to head into game 2, ladies and gentlemen. So who do you think won this draft, everyone? Show me in chat. See what the consensus is, and then we'll see if the consensus is right. Sometimes the crowd is the best source of wisdom, and sometimes the crowd doesn't know what the heck it is talking about. We'll see how this plays out. I really like the Anna here against the team that Waiting on Cherry has. If they can get a nice sleep on Vala or Ming, if Ming's a little too far forward, they might be able to put one of them down. We don't have a AoE heal like an Alex Strauss or something on the left side, so Anna's not going to be able to throw the grenade and negate a bunch of healing at once, perhaps, but she'll still get some value.
I would prepare.
Alright, so on the left side we have Dark Cherrywood on Varian, Dax on Johanna, Mr. Potato Head on Ming, Death Punisher on Stukov, and Chameleon TDK on Vala. There's a little dance. I'll give you a couple seconds of that before my eyes bleed. And on the right side, we have Cactus Ham on the Greymane, Viper on the Anna, Demon Grand on Kael'thas, Ron Ortega on ETC, and Savior123 on Thrall, rounding out the rosters. So let's head to mid.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let your battle begin.
As the team slowly approach, Thrall's going to go for the vision. We're not going to fight for it. I'm sure that'll change hands early and often here. Teams kind of feeling each other out. Ming throwing some orbs in, or some missiles out. She went force armor, so she gets some armor every time she throws an orb. ET coming in with a nice displacement there. We have Varian kind of low. He's going to have to back up a little bit. Stukov throwing that big circle in the middle of the lane, so members are going to have to step around it. And it looks like we're going to see kind of a mid to bottom rotation for the Baddest dudes. Looks like we're going to see it for both teams, so we might get a brawl at the end of every rotation here. If you like team fighting, this could be the map for you. Oh, are they gonna try cut them off. They do. He dives in, gets the power slide off, and is able to get down on Stukov. And it looks like Anna is going to have to escape. ETC doesn't power slide. That probably would have been a bad move for him to get that extended. Just take the death, take the first blood, and get out of there. But they are able to get that camp. So let's look at talents real quick. Ming with Force Armor, and she'll have a better mana regeneration as the Baddest dudes take their camp. Vala going with Hot Pursuit. And we do have Kel'Thas going with Mana Addict. So if you were looking for the Convection, you're not going to get it. And we do have the Echo of Elements quest for Thrall as well. So those look fairly standard. Nothing surprises me there. Oh, ETC with that's another in a series of good power slides. He's really getting a lot of value out of that. Rock and roll for ETC. Varian goes down. I think Varian was maybe looking for the slow jams, and ETC said no, let's kick out the tempo, and you can go take a break. Wow, he dives in on Vala very aggressively there, but he's got minions, so he's protected from taking the tower shot, so I like the raw aggression. Oh, Greymane getting silence on his way out. Doesn't kill him, but he had to be a little scared right there. So we do have a turret gone.
The light of the sun.
So always the 2 altar phase to start the game. So we have almost a level lead on the side of the Baddest dudes. They're going to go take their camp. This is a really good time to get that top camp working. So as they're working on the top camp, they'll have the camp with them. And I believe we have a taunt Varian. Pardon me. Yep, and Kel'Thas ended up on the end of that. And I think someone might have predicted that before the game. I've been on the receiving end of that taunt way too many times, so I definitely understand it. So it looks like we're just going to trade here, although maybe he's coming in, maybe he's going to power slide in. He gets taunted. It's not enough to kill him, but he thinks better of it and backs up a little bit. They do have the top point all to themselves, so if they get any shots at all out of the mid, that's a win for them. So they do turn it red just for a second, so they get a couple shots. Anna getting some nice darts off. That silence forces them back a little bit, so we do have 4 on 4, so everybody's here. And we've got fairly high health bars. Greymane's a little bit low. Sukov's a little bit low, but we have the taunt come out, and Greymane gets silenced. I think the silence prevented him from rolling away. That was a well-placed circle there, Stukov. And so that's going to go back to Waiting on Cherry. Baddest dude did get some shots there. And we have 7 coming up. Let's look at talents real quickly. So Ming took Triumvirate for the the cooldown reduction on orbs, and then she did take Calamity. So we'll look at the talents here in a second. Right now we've got a fight brewing. Maybe not. They were bodying up a little aggressively there, but I think they're going to go back and they're just going to grab their camp. And the right camp will be up in 8 seconds. So they'll take this. Baddest dudes continue just that rotation. And we do have Varian coming in. ETC being very, very patient, just hanging out in the bush, waiting for someone to make a mistake so we can power slide and bop them back to his team. No one's going to make that mistake this time, though. But I do like the high IQ play there. Sometimes it's best just to wait, let the other team make a mistake. And I think Vala was the one that made that mistake this time. She's very low, and she does go down. Greymane's able to finish her off. So not a big flashy play, but Varian did end up... Pardon me, Vala did end up going down. And then, however, Cactus Ham ended up out of position there. I don't know that he had a safe way to come home, so they did go 1-to-1, so... Not a horrible trade. And we do have the Baddest dudes ahead in XP, just a touch. So they'll have 10 first. So we'll have to see if Waiting on Cherry takes 10 before they come down to contest this, or if they come down a little bit early. They'll have 10, 15, 20 seconds where they're at a disadvantage. So Johanna is up top, just keeping that safe. We've got a fight brewing down here. So Sleep goes out into Varian. Stukov throws the circle down. The bombs are being spread. Vala got one. Don't give the bombs to your friends, guys. Nobody likes that.
My magic flow.
Vala a little bit low. She's going to get power slid on, and ETC does boop her a little bit, but she's able to get back to safety. So we do have 5v3 down here. So the Baddest dudes are investing everything in this temple right now. Probably not a bad idea. It's the only one up right now, so play the objective. So we have Chris Bullet from Greymane. We have the Nano from Nano. We do have the taunt going into ETC. And how do you like your stakes, everyone? I hope you like them rare because ETC just went down. Dark Chariot takes the bomb back. He took the bomb back to Vala. I think, you know, it's not going to finish her off. She's able to heal up. We have the Pyroblast. It gets protected away. Varian dives in. And he's protected against Thrall. Wow. That was a nice protect there. And we have Greymane rolling back, but we do have Kael'thas going down. So Ming is able to bag both Thrall and Kael'thas. Alright, so we have Nano, we do the Pyro, we saw that. We do Mosh, we don't have Stage Dive. That's interesting. We have Sundering. Then on the other side, Shield Wall. That's a pretty solid choice of Varian there. Blessed Shield for the nice stun there. Wave of Force to interrupt Mosh. The Massive Shove, and Rain of Vengeance from Vala. So that's how it's going to play out this game. So in the mid, we do have Johanna getting everyone out of the lane there. And we do have a little bit of a push here. ETC power slides through, and a Mosh, but the Mosh is interrupted. I'm not sure who interrupted it, but whoever did, tip the hat to him. That was a perfectly timed interrupt. Ming throws an orb, misses. So they're able to keep that fort from taking any further damage, and they're going to back off and take their tank. I'm a little surprised that Johanna's the one in the solo lane right here. But then again, you've got Varian, and with that taunt, he's been doing a really good job of tanking, so I may be surprised, but I think Waiting on Cherry knows what they're doing. They've played this comp before, it's not the first time. And if they win this game, it may not be the last time. But we're still a long way away from this one being over, folks. So we have a 4-on-4 down here. Just clearing the camp. No real aggression being shown here. Probably not a bad idea. Varian being a little cheeky there, hiding in the bush. And he does jump in and he taunts Thrall. And the silence goes out, and then Ming jumps on top of him. I honestly had to look away there. I couldn't watch that. That was gross. And since we do a 5v4, Waiting on Cherry has decided, hey, let's take the boss. We have 14 seconds before Thrall can come back. ETC, he has sniffed it out. I don't know if they're going to be able to make a play here. Maybe he can jump in. He doesn't have Mosh up, but maybe he can power slide in and get someone off the point. And he does power slide in. But Stukov, wow, well played Stukov with the massive shove, says, get off, this is our boss. There's nothing you can do about it. That was a very, very well-timed play. Let's pop the talents up. So we did take Fission Bomb, so that Living Bomb is going to explode a little bit farther. Boss being burned down fairly quickly, but it is going to take the fort. So we have the first structure that's gone down. The fort on the side of Waiting on Cherry on the left is fairly low, but it's still standing. So they're going to clear this boss. It's not even going to make it to the keep wall, so it dies. But while they're clearing the boss, we do have Waiting on Cherry getting some shots off both mid and bottom. So we have Johanna and Thrall. Johanna's safe, but now ETC comes in. That changes the equation just a little bit. And Johanna realizes that. She did the math and realized it wasn't in her favor, so she's going to bail out. They did finish the last shot on the bottom. So we'll see if they all come as 5. Greymane's gone top to Soak. That may put them in a little bit of a bind here because we do have 5 on the side of Waiting on Cherry. Gleaming gets a nice orb. We have the taunt and the silence. They're really, really making use of that combo. Thrall with the Sundering to kind of break that up. I think it could have gone badly, or more badly. Johanna is not quite as immortal as she thinks she is, and Ana takes her out after she got set on fire a little bit. So Waiting on Cherry really trying to get those last shots. The taunt onto Thrall. Thrall goes down. I think they're going to get the last shots. And they do. So they were able to get the last shots on both. And they have 4 here. Demon Grand needs to be looking for safety here. He does walk away, but Varian charges in and taunts him and puts him down. Puts him on into the sword and says, "Hey guys, look what I found." Greymane is, he's alone, but they don't know that he's down there, so he's going to be able to hearth home safely. So we have Waiting on Cherry taking the camp. My guess is they'll rotate to the left and take their own camp. Looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. So not a lot of value out of the camp, but it's off the board, and they don't have to worry about someone else taking it. So I like the play. If you can't get any value out of it, get it off the board so no one does get any value. In the meantime, they're going to paint the rest of the map blue. So we have the bottom camp taken, the Siege Giants. Then we have the top camp. Ming throws the final missiles there to take it out. Let's go look at her talents. Ming went, yeah, Illusionist and Mirror Ball. No surprise there. I don't think there's anything else that looks very surprising. Maybe chat thinks differently. So we have Waiting on Cherry. They do have 16. The Baddest dudes are just a little over a level back, so they've got to be thinking about getting 16. We'll see how much Waiting on Cherry wants to push with this camp. So it looks like they're going to let the camp go, force the Baddest dudes to clean it up, and just soak mid. So I think they're more concerned with getting 20 than forcing a fight at this point. Griffinson in chat says he wanted to see the Phoenix and not the Pyroblast. What do you guys think about that in chat? We do have a fight. We do not have 16 on the side of the Baddest dudes, and so they could be in trouble. The silence comes out, but they do manage to take the camp. However, they get the camp, but they do get the Mosh off, and ETC somehow stays alive. The Pyro comes out on Vala, not enough to kill her, and we have 10 living players right now. I thought someone was going to go down. I'm very surprised. Good job on the healers to keep everyone safe there. Good job on everyone for keeping themselves safe. So we do have the camp taken. The camp has already been cleaned up though. So it looks like we're going to have Waiting on Cherry taking the bottom, Baddest dudes, or taking the top rather, and Baddest dudes taking the bottom. We have a couple of members Waiting on Cherry extending. Maybe they're thinking about keep wall at this point. Let Johanna stay at home. So we do have more structures on the side of Waiting on Cherry. So every shot that goes off here is in the favor of Waiting on Cherry. So I think maybe they've got to do something here, and they've come back to defend that keep. Silence comes out. Keep goes down, unfortunately. So we have Johanna coming up. So they haven't really needed Johanna to tank this game. She's done a really good job of just being a nice solid solo laner. And they're getting away with it. It surprises me, but they're playing it really well, so I tip my hat to them. So we have the Baddest dudes coming down to the camp. Oh boy, maybe we're thinking bush party. Shh, be very quiet, we're hunting. No one takes the bait though, so they're just gonna rip the camp down themselves. We do have 16s on the side of the Baddest dudes, so let's go take a look at that. We have Ignite on the side of Kel'Thas, so we'll have a lot more bombs going off with the fish, and that could be problems. They do take the camp, or pardon me, the boss, and I think they're going to take it. Johanna's coming up to C, but she's going to be late. Maybe she can throw a Blessed Shield, but I don't know if she's going to be able to prevent it, but nope, maybe. So she gets her butt on the point. We have the Pyroblast going out, so Johanna goes down. We have Ana go down, ETC goes down, Stukov goes down, Greymane is getting chased down, he goes down, and in the middle of all that, the boss goes over to Waiting on Cherry. So they were able to take that boss, sniff it out, and turn it into a 2-for-3 trade, and it might be 2-for-4. It is. Thrall goes down. Demon Grand, he's got that Mana Addict shield. Used it to good effect there. Without that shield, I think we're talking about a dead Kel'Thas and notifying his next of kin. So those 36 globes really paying off for him there. That's why Mana Addict is awesome, kids. Tell your friends about it. Best talent at that tier. So the boss is going to take the keep down. And we do have 20s on the side of Waiting on Cherry. And we do have a boss with a nice bit of health going in, so we do have shield damage being taken on the core. I don't think they're going to get any actual core damage, though. They are going to be able to burn down the boss. In the meantime, we do have a camp pushing the bottom lane, but we have all the members of Waiting on Cherry back there, so they're going to clean it up in short order. They're going to get their own camp. So the Baddest is really going to have to watch the lanes. They'll have catapults pushing 3 lanes at all times on the top 1 and 2, a little bit more because of the forts being gone. So they're going to have to play an interesting game here. They're going to have to, at the same time, get 20, keep the lanes cleared, and prevent Waiting on Cherry from just bum rushing the core. So they definitely have their work cut out for them here. And Waiting on Cherry, I think they understand that all too well. And they are going to just push in and maybe wait for someone to make a mistake. I like the way that they're not being super aggressive. They're in the Baddest dude's faces, but they're not being silly. They're not going to make a bad play because they are definitely in the driver's seat. So there's no need for it. Just play solidly. In the meantime, when that objective is up, we'll probably see them rotate back to it. And without 20 on the side of the Baddest dudes, there's nothing they can do about it. So that keep is probably going to be gone. I don't think the objective is enough to finish the core, but I think it's enough to finish the keep. And we talked about cleaning the lanes, so we have the camp pushing top. Mid, Varian is just being a little cheeky there in the mid. And they're able to back him off. He's just not afraid of that thrall at all. He doesn't care. Hit me with a wolf. It doesn't matter. Oh, nice wave of force to bump Thrall back. He is able to use, I believe he uses Wind Rush to get out of it. And ETC gets stuck on the circle. Thrall pops him out, but he did have to burn the Sun Ring for that, so that won't be available for 60 seconds. And ETC stage dive isn't up for 100 seconds. I missed the stage dive. I apologize there, guys and gals. So it looks like they were able to clean everything up. That camp is going to go down, but in the meantime, we do have Waiting on Cherry just playing the map, doing what they have to do. That keep is going to go down with the final shots here, and they will start putting shots on the core. It should burn the shield. I don't think it'll do significant damage to the core. EDC power slides in, doesn't find anyone with it. However, he left KT a little bit exposed. KT gets on the end of Varian's sword and dies. We do get that death mosh. Stukov goes down. Greymane escapes. Oh, he almost escapes, but Ming says nope. Have some damage to the face. And Thrall's going to go down. And we have a 5-on-0. And unless there's an absolute miracle or Waiting on Cherry just likes to play with their food, I think that's going to be the good game. Yeah, we see the GGs coming out in chat. So they're going to march up to the core. A well-fought game ends in kind of an anticlimax. 5 members of the core just punching it down with no one around them. And that is going to be Game 2 going over to Waiting on Cherry, which advances them to the next round of the playoffs. Let's take a look at the stats here real quick. So we look at damage. We did have more raw damage on the side of the Baddest dudes there. We did have Kael'thas, while he led the team in siege damage, hero damage, and experience. We have Thrall throwing out some damage. No kills. Participating in 5 takedowns. The death numbers are a little unfortunate there, but I don't think that's the fault of the players. I think they just they were overmatched a little bit. Waiting on Cherry just knew exactly what they needed to do, and I think that taunt Varian is probably the biggest reason for that. If I had to declare an MVP, I'd probably give it to Varian here. Chad, if you disagree, let me know. But he had so many good taunts, and then at the end there, he realized we have 20, they don't have 20, so I'm not afraid of Thrall's Wolf. I'm not very afraid of the power slide. I'm just going to be in their faces, and they're going to have to deal with me the entire game. And he did a very good job. So let's head back over to the between games summary, and let me press the match button and push that one over to Waiting on Cherry. So there we go, Waiting on Cherry advancing to the next round. And let me see if I can get one of those guys in here for an interview. I'll be right back. They're probably celebrating, champagne flying all over the locker room. So it might take me a moment to grab one of them. So what did you guys think in chat? Good games? Hey, I see a Dark Cherrywood in chat. How the heck are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty well.
So, what's the mood of the team after that 2-0 domination?
We're pumped. It was solid games.
Yeah, definitely was. Oh, we have Dax in here too, with that
Hello, hello.
profile pic staring at me. I'd like to thank you for that, Dax. Go look in the Discord if you don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to dignify it by talking about it, but it's very disturbing. Congratulations, Dax.
Thank you.
So I guess the first question, I'll start off with the second game. That Varian, are you always just that flat out abusive with Varian, or was this just a game where it all came together? Because that taunt was just on point the entire game.
It seems to have become public knowledge that Varian is a decent hero.
Yes, he is. It also helps when you have Stukov throwing circles underneath him, and you have Ming throwing orbs and then jumping on people's faces. So you guys it seemed like you had a lot of synergy with that, especially that combo, the taunt, silence, calamity, or orb. So well played. Looks like you guys have definitely been practicing that one.
Thank you.
So tonight's match, what's your favorite moment that stands out? The moment when you guys were like, yeah, well, this feels really good.
Hmm. You want to answer that one, Dax? I'm not.
I think the feel good moment is, props to the Baddest Dudes on taking us to Dragonshire. It's a map that we usually ban. Not one of our favorite maps. So props to them on taking that, and 2 Dragon Knights in a row. It's against the Butcher, staring down a Butcher, and but getting that third one and having that keep down, and it was still pretty healthy. It was just a swing and a momentum. I think
Yeah.
if
Bottom bruiser fight where
yeah.
Chromie just blew up the whole team. That was.
Yeah, when I
I
looked at
think
this, so I'm sorry. Go
Potato
ahead. Go ahead. I'm interrupting. Sorry.
uh, Mr. Potato Head was quite happy about the way that fight went.
Yeah, I'm wondering if you're going to get to play Variant in the next round, and if Mr. Potato Head's going to get to play Chromie. Sometimes you have that game where it all comes together, and the downside is, well, scratch that one off my hero pool. I'm not going to get to see it again until maybe next season. So, but I have a feeling you guys have some other wrinkles in there that we haven't seen that you'll be ready to pull out for next week. So
I like to think we do.
speaking of next week, so you guys face, if I'm doing the math correctly, and I think I am, Bloodfin Murgles in the next round.
That's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Yep.
How did that series go in the regular season? I apologize, but I don't remember the outcome of that. I'm not being a smart aleck if it went badly. I do not remember.
We won. It was 2-1. Both of the first 2 games were super close. They took Towers of Doom from us. We took Volskaya from them. Third game, things came together and it was a pretty quick match, but it was heart pounding.
Well, that's what we like to see in the playoffs. You guys definitely put together some heart pounding moments in that second game. The game was it was late. It wasn't really in doubt, but there was well, maybe they're going to let him back into it. And every time I thought this is what Baddest Dudes needs to do to get back into the game, there was waiting on Cherry to say, nope, you're not going to be able to do that, and we're going to put you a little further in the hole. So I really like the some of the aggression later in the game to just finish it off, and maybe not so much the aggression at the very end, but when you guys had 20 and they didn't, I think a less experienced team probably goes to the core. You guys just kind of played it safe and took the objective. So what was the decision making going into that last couple of minutes where you guys kind of decided to play back and not drive forward?
We knew we had 20 advantage, so we were looking to push the issue, but when no really good openings came up, we just decided to back off, keep it safe.
And I think that decision definitely worked out. I really, really like the patience. That was something, if I were going to, put this game up on a large monitor and have people around to watch and learn the game, that's one of the points I would make. Look how patient they were. That is something you had to learn to do in this game. So, well played, well played. So before I let you guys go, and because you've got celebrations tonight, and then tomorrow you'll be preparing for Bloodfin Burgles in the next round. Anybody you want to shout out before I let you go?
I'll let Dax do the shout outs.
All right, Dex, bring it. Bring the shouts.
Hell yeah. Rackham, definitely, like I said, God Among Men, always usually coming through for us on the.
I don't know where that God Among Men thing has come from. I'll just graciously say thank you, and we'll move on after.
That's your title in the Waiting on Cherry Discord. That's your title. But yeah, not only you, but the rest of the casters in the NGS,
Yeah.
Div D, West. It's been very competitive this season. The team, we mesh well together. We have a good time while playing this game. Razor Wire Energy Drink. What's that?
How many seasons have you guys been together as a team? Is this the first one, or is this a long-running crew?
This is the first one.
Yep, first season.
Me, myself, Mr. Potato Head, and Chameleon. We played in the last season of Heroes Lounge, but then we brought Dax and Punisher in for this season of NGS.
It does not look like the first year you guys have played together, so take that as a compliment. So I'm sorry, Dax, I interrupted your shout outs. Anyone else after Razor Wire Energy Drink? Got anything else lined up?
I don't think so. Again, GG's to the Baddest dudes. We scrimmed them a lot during this season. They kind of saw a lot of our weird, wonky stuff. The Gazlo ban was a target ban. We knew scouting that coming in that Demon Grand was the Gazlo player. They actually took a game off from us doing that Gazlo bomb combo. So, but yeah, GG's to them. Great season to them as well.
Cool. Well, with that being said, I'll congratulate you guys one more time, and then I will let you get out of here. And good luck, and we look forward to seeing you in the next round of the playoffs.
All right, thanks.
Very much,
Okay, that's going to do it tonight for this Div D matchup. So you've got about 50 minutes before the other game in Div D against Yavapai and Randy Newman. That should be a good matchup. I believe that's over on Giggle Schmack's channel. So please check that out. Looks to be a good one. And everyone have a good night and good luck in your games.